the sky. I love the way the clouds diffuse the light and spread the glow. So pretty. And then look how far north the sun has moved. Usually it's over, a long way over to your right as you look at it. Let's breathe together. This morning, let's start standing up, and you need something that you can put between your knees as you're standing. I tried my cell phone. It's kind of too narrow, but it will work. Or if you have something else that you can use, like a book, you don't want it too heavy because you want to be able to hold it there and squeeze and hold it there. So place your feet hip width apart. Define that distance by putting your hands inside those two bones on your hips and place your fingers so they're pointing down at the floor. And when your feet are narrow hip distance apart, your fingers are pointing right down at that second toe. And that's the narrow hip distance apart. Start there. And now put something between your legs, right above your knees, and squeeze to hold it there. Feel how that causes your knees to try to line up over those toes. Now in this position with your knees just slightly bent, tighten your buttocks. Make them really tight, and then squeeze your anus like you were trying to hold back a bowel movement. And hold this position and breathe. And as you hold it and breathe, notice that your weight is further back now on your heels and not so far forward on your foot. And this is a good position for protecting the alignment and the health of the feet, the ankles, the knees, the hips. And all that translates up into the rest of your body. So try it. Feet narrow hip distance apart, something just above your knees that you can squeeze to hold, and then squeeze your butt and make it tight and squeeze your anus. And do this and breathe up 3 to 5 breaths while you hold the squeeze, and then release it. And then do it again. Squeeze, hold, breathe. Good. And when the breath's complete, obviously when you release, hold on to the book. Release the tension in the buttocks, but hold the book. And then do it one more time. Squeeze the book or the cell phone between your legs. Squeeze your butt, squeeze the anus, and hold and breathe 3 to 5 breaths. It's a good exercise to do each morning to line things up and give the muscles and the tendons and the bones the idea of what the position is that they are trying to maintain. And gradually over time, you begin to change your gait so that it's friendlier to your feet and your ankles and your knees and your hips. And then know that at that base, when it's all lined up, it works to keep the rest of you healthy. What starts at the bottom supports what's at the top. And you need to get that base nice and sturdy. And when the breath is complete this time, take the cell phone or the book out and set it aside. And then an exercise that goes perfectly with this position is our exercise of shake like a tree. Now for this one, move your feet a little bit wider apart. And imagine that you're a tree. And feel your feet root down into the earth. And that attachment is solid. Doesn't move. the roots stay stable. And now the rest of you begins to move. Your feet stay firmly planted and your knees go up and down a little bit like you're bouncing. And then you imagine yourself to be a tree. And now that it's spring, the leaves are out and the wind rustles through the leaves and the branches move as the wind hits the leaves. And you shake and you bounce like a tree blowing in the wind. It's a great exercise. If you want to release stress from your body, this is a really good one. This is a Qigong exercise. And we will do it just for a short time, but when you're doing it yourself, set a timer on your cell phone and see if you can go for 3 minutes. It'll seem like an eternity, but oh so good for releasing and letting go of stress. Good. Keeping the breath going, bouncing, moving everything, waking everything up. Good. And now come back to that quiet, stand up straight posture, releasing the breath and being quiet. Good. And now either sitting up in a chair or coming and lying down on your bed or the floor or the sofa or the recliner, get yourself comfortable. And if you breathe with these videos often, the breath signals that you're comfortable. And so you use your breath and you breathe in through both the nostrils and pull it down. Pull it down, and as you do, your belly rounds up, letting you know that that diaphragm has moved down and made way for the lower lobes of the lungs to allow the air to fill. And when you bring it down all the way to the bottom of the lungs, that's where the majority of the blood is circulating, and you create a big change. And we say it again, that down there at the bottom, there's a liter of blood flowing and circulating. And up at the top in the chest, there's only a half a teacup or a teacup of blood circulating. So you draw it in through both nostrils, pull it down, and as you do, the diaphragm moves down, belly rounds out, and there's a gentle squish and massage of the internal organs. And you can have one hand on your belly and one hand on your rib cage, and you continue to pull the air in. You can feel your body round up from the belly to the rib cage as you fill all the way up to the collarbones. And at the top, you just let it go, and you can let it go either out through your mouth or your nose. Sometimes rounded lips creates a nice long exhale. And you breathe in and round up, and you let it go and breathe it out, and your body gently lengthens and flattens. Good. Now on this next breath, pull it in and down, and at the top, fill that last bit with 3 sniffs. And then let the air spill out. And as it flows out, let your body lengthen and flatten. And at the bottom, 3 puffs to let go of the last bit. And then let the air flow in again, flowing in through the nostrils, warming, filtering, humidifying the air. And at the top, 3 sniffs. And let it go all the way to the bottom. And at the bottom, 3 puffs. Good. This is great to do every morning, whether you manage to get the video in or not. You know, to line things up with your feet and your knees and your hips. To shake and let go of everything. And then to do those 2 complete breaths with the sniffs and the puffs. What a great way to start the day. Now this time do the inhale like you've been doing it. Go all the way to the top, and again do the 3 sniffs. And now when you let it go, a sigh, a long, loud sigh. Another good thing to do whenever life seems to be placing challenges in front of you, or your thoughts seem to be running wild. Do it one more time. Inhale through both nostrils, fill all the way to the top, and at the top, let it go. After you do the sniffs, don't forget the sniffs, and then let it go on a long sigh. Good. And now wherever you are, whether you're sitting in a chair or lying on your back, feel your body nice and relaxed and easy. And breathe through your nose and round up with the long breath. And exhale, nose, mouth, rounded lips, whatever seems to make it the easiest for you to extend the exhale. Extending the exhale creates calm, both mentally and physically, your heart and your blood pressure. And continue breathing in this long, deep breath and breathing out with the longer exhale. And time it to where you are today. Maybe it's a day when the inhale's a 2 and the exhale's a 4. Maybe it's much longer, but make it so it's comfortable to you, because when you go beyond, you tend to mess up the effects of the long breath. So breathe, rounding up, exhaling, lengthening and flattening, and extending the exhale. And if you want to amplify the effects, you can do the suspension of the breath for a count of 2 at the bottom. Just that pause, and then let the air flow in again. Good. And keep breathing. We'll continue for 2 or 3 more minutes. Quiet, relaxed, pulling the air in through both nostrils, rounding up and then letting it go and letting it flow out, extending the exhale comfortably, perhaps pausing for a 2 count at the bottom before you breathe in again. Adjusting to maintain the pattern while you maintain your own comfort, not going too far so that you end up gasping for breath, but breathing in through both nostrils, rounding up, and then letting it go and letting it flow out, extending the exhale. Perhaps with a pause at the bottom. And keep breathing. Just notice your mind, and if your mind is trying to race and run and pull you off of the nice calm relaxation, take charge and give your mind something else to think about. Yesterday we listed about 20 different positive characteristics. And we found the ones that fit us. So think of a positive characteristic that describes you and breathe it. I am kind. I am smart. I am generous. I am creative. I am hardworking. Find something that fits you and let your mind use it to stay calm and quiet as you breathe for just another minute, rounding up on the inhale and lengthening the exhale and creating the calm. Good. And may the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Enjoy the day.